Hello again. We're back, and we're going to be talking about... No, wrong one. There we go. Tokyo S.O.S. The fifth in the Millennium era of Godzilla films. Which is the only one that's a sequel. So this one is a sequel, a direct sequel to Godzilla against Mechagodzilla. Yeah, that's the title. It's hard to keep track because there's like I think this is like the third one that has Godzilla and Mechagodzilla in the title. Or at least the third one that just has just those two in the title, should I say. There's a few. It's a running thing. Yeah. So this one, they basically say like Godzilla keeps showing up because Mechagodzilla still has Godzilla's bones in him. So that's why Godzilla basically keep showing up. This one is references a lot of reference was particularly the original Mothra film, which has like a character, a character and an actor from that film, which is awesome. I love the fact that it's like 30 years later, 40 years later. No, 40 years because it's Mothra was 63, 62. When was the original Mothra film? 64? Try to keep track. The original Mothra film. Here we go. 61 apparently. Ah, yeah, 61. Okay. Yes. So it's a cool reference, and yeah, the fact that it is the same actor, same character from that film is brilliant. I love that connective tissue to a classic film. And it's classic at this point. It's like, you know, quite an old one now. But I think my main problem with this film is it just doesn't, to me, it doesn't seem to have enough kind of connective tissue to the previous film. Like, we have the pilot from the last film. They show up. But they're only in it for like a scene. And I was like, oh, is that all we get from them? Is that all we're doing? I was a little bit like, oh. That seems a little bit disappointing. Like, yeah, I would have liked a little bit more with that character, ultimately. But we didn't really get that. And we didn't even see, like, the scientist or the daughter of that scientist we saw from the previous film. So it's like, oh. Oh, okay. We're not connecting the two together? Like, yeah, you're making it a direct sequel. Give me those characters. I would like to see them more. Yeah, I think that's my main complaint with this film. Is that? But, like I said, I love to see Mothra back. Mothra is so cool in this film. Even going out of the way, Mothra to protect the little larvae Mothras, who show up to string up Godzilla, which is a reference to Mothra versus Godzilla from the 60s. Because he had the two twin larvae. Because Godzilla basically kills the big Mothra. Which is sad, but yeah, I love. Again, it's definitely paying homage to classic, a classic kaiju film, which I really love. Like a couple of classic kaiju films, ultimately. I think this one is definitely, I don't know. I think it's just not as strong as the previous film, and I think that is mostly down to me not liking it as much because it doesn't have Godzilla. It just doesn't seem to be much of a sequel, even though I knew going in this was a sequel. I was like, we're just getting rid of those characters? Which, to be fair, does feel very Showa era. Does feel very Showa era to make it a sequel and not really bring back a lot of the characters. Yeah. A lot of times they just bring back the same actors because they're actors would used to be signed to like a studio rather than being like, hey, we'll bring them in for this movie. Cool. Alright, see you later. Bye. Yeah, I don't know. I think it is kind of weaker because we didn't really have like much of a scientist character, and I just didn't. Yeah, I didn't like the new main lead because she just felt like a replacement rather than like a good character. I don't know. Yeah, it kind of bumped me that way. I think, whereas it felt like this character was just like, oh, this is just the same character, but not that character. And you're like, well, why didn't you just give me the same character again? What the fuck? Yeah, I think that's generally my main complaint with this film. But ultimately, I think it's good. I like the kaiju fights are cool. So spoilers for the end of the film. Yeah, the larvae kind of web up Godzilla. And because Kiryu basically is the bones of Godzilla, it was basically going to take Godzilla to the deep. And they're like, cool, job done. Got that squared away, and it feels like they were setting up for a sequel, but that never happened. Always, I should mention, this is the last film that it will ever be connected to Godzilla 1954. At least so far, as of recording this, on the 24th of June, 2023. So if I'm wrong, fuck you. I didn't know about another film because there is the film coming up, so I don't know how that's going to be connected. So yeah. Yeah, I think ultimately it's a good film. It's just I think I just have a hang up about it, which I think kind of tainted it for me. Yeah, I just kind of had expectations of this film going in, but it is a good one. It's fun. It's fun. Like I said with the previous one, this one doesn't overstay its welcome. It's 90 minutes, so if you don't like it, well, it's over and it's done. You're like, oh well, yeah. But I didn't hate it at all. I was bumped by it. I think that might have just affected me going in. I should say that, the Japanese title is Godzilla Godzilla Cross Mothra Cross Mechagodzilla Tokyo S.O.S. Whereas they rightly just decided to call it Godzilla Tokyo S.O.S. over here. Which makes more sense. Because they do like to throw in, like, there's quite a few the Japanese films. They're like, we're gonna throw in all the monsters in the title. You're like, well, you could not. And no, we're gonna do it. Like, you don't have to. You can get a nice surprise. No. But anyway, yeah, like I said, I think it's a good one. I just have problems with it ultimately. But I don't think they ever. And I didn't really hate it. I think it's good. It's not as good as Godzilla against Mechagodzilla. And I think because it just doesn't really have that human relationship as much. I didn't really get on with the human characters in this film. So I just thought, yeah, it just didn't quite work for me as well. But yeah, that's enough about what I thought. What did you think? Did you watch Tokyo S.O.S? Have you got these like Sony DVDs that they made? Sorry, Blu-rays they made. I should say Blu-rays. Someone's going to correct me anyway. Do you think it's a good film? Do you like the film? Let me know. I'd like to know. But for now, I say to you all, live long and prosper. And I'll see you next time for the final Millennium Era film, Godzilla final wars.